Hey Giovanni, how's it going?
Good, Ariel. How you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. I'm so excited to have you on today and talking a little bit more about what you do. Can you take a moment and just introduce yourself and your company and what you guys do?
Yeah, so obviously my name is Giovanni. I am a first generation roofing contractor here in the, greater Chicago area. We've been in business since 2000. We're still, a pretty small company. We're only doing about $2 to $3 million a year, but we pretty much specialize in anything that's roofing related. We like to do the roofs in and out, and insurance or retail, doesn't matter. We'll tackle it for you guys.
I love it. Yeah, it's been amazing seeing just your growth from when you started out a few years ago when we originally connected to now. It's really amazing. You've
Yeah.
been doing a great job building.
Yeah, thank you.
So, how did you first hear about us, by the way?
So I think I just found you guys on Facebook. Obviously, you guys have a pretty aggressive marketing approach. I feel like you guys are everywhere, like every corner you turn around. And I think when I first talked to you guys, I think it was just a logo that we did. And then from that logo, we ended up doing a website. We ended up doing truck wraps, and then maybe two or 3 years later, after I knew you guys, I think we rebranded everything completely. So that's when we transferred to the dog logo, and we redid everything with you guys as well.
I love it. And we're going to showcase that logo so that people can see it because I want to showcase your brand. So when we've done a lot of different things over the years as your business has changed and grown in different directions. But do you remember like what was going on with your business? I think you were just starting out that caused you to start looking for this type, like for our branding service. Like what caused you to go through that full rebrand? Where was your business at?
Yeah, so I know like one of the first times we talked to you guys, I needed a website. So we got that website up and running pretty quick with you guys. And then just kind of getting to know you guys, that's when I made the decision to do the social media package where you guys were posting, I think it was like 2 or 3 times a week, just to kind of build that brand presence on social media. But eventually it got to the point where I think this is around the time where you guys first started doing mascots. Yeah, I saw you guys do a couple mascots for different people, and I was like, wow, like that stuff is awesome. It really stands out. So then I was like, okay, looks like we're gonna do a mascot too. And we rebranded everything.
Before you did the rebrand, where were you guys at in business? Like, what year were you in? And do you remember how much revenue you were doing at that time?
Yeah, I think we're in year 2 or 3, and we're only doing 1 million. It was just me and one other guy where I was kind of running the back office stuff, and he was just straight selling. But definitely when we did rebrand, I did notice a difference like instantly, because the thing is with our logo now, like so many people will remember it even if they just see our trucks like driving down the street. And I do remember like as soon as we got the logo, not even a week in, some guy in the city that we didn't even know like said he recognized our logo. He knew us, but I knew he was lying. I know he's never seen us before, but I think that logo was just kind of like stood out to him, and it made him feel like he's seen us around. So I 100% agree that the logo has helped us stand out more, especially with the other roofers in the neighborhood that are just doing the standard logos.
I love that. Yeah, no, it definitely does. This is actually a conversation I've had with people because a lot of companies they're scared to kind of pull the trigger or not sure if they should pull the trigger on the mascot because they're used to what they have. It's been a while or they started the company with their original house logo. They're just not sure. What would you say to them, if someone who's considering a rebrand, what would you say to those people?
So I don't know if this video is going to go out to just roofers, but definitely I would jump on the gun now, because like I drove around today and I seen an HVAC company with the mascot logo, and like those logos just really stand out because it's something that kind of it stands out. But what I've noticed too is that when I drive around my truck, like we got this big husky on the side of my truck, and I'll be at a red light and maybe the parents won't notice, but you see the little ones in the back of the minivan like staring, pointing at the truck, and I imagine that those kids are saying something, because after a while, I do notice those parents turn and look. So I think it's an investment that you have to make now rather than later, because it's definitely bringing in more business and it is making you stand out. So you just gotta do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a great example of that because when you started, you were at like the 1 million mark, and now you're headed towards the 3 million mark, and you're just constantly building. Every time I see you or we talk, it's because you're building a new step of the business and building up,
Yeah.
which is very exciting. How has the brand played into like your presence presence actually in person, right? When they see your trucks, but like online, how have you been leveraging the brand on like social and just online to get more exposure?
Yeah, so I would say like as a piece of advice, like if somebody's gonna get the mascot logo, try to choose a mascot that kind of represents your area. So what I did, the reason why we went with the Husky was because the local college around here, their logo was Husky as well. So we kind of wanted to piggyback off their presence. And I feel like a lot of people really do associate themselves with that Husky in our area. So making our company kind of associate with that made things definitely a lot easier. But people honestly, like they tell me all the time, like, hey, like your guys' logo is so cute. They'll ask for shirts, hoodies, hats, like anything they see us wearing, and they will actually wear them. So it's just not only are my guys wearing my branding, but now some of my customers are too. And it's like it's a logo that definitely stands out on, yard signs, business cards, the trucks, whatever it may be. It's definitely, one of the best investments I've made.
Yeah, I think I'm happy you said that. I think the thing I'm hearing here the most is that if anyone who's listening right now, people are listening, if somebody has not asked you to wear one of your shirts, or hey, can I get that hoodie or can I get a shirt like that, then maybe your logo is not the right one because you want something that's really gonna, if it's enough for someone to ask for a shirt, your logo, you did a good job. Like
Yeah.
people want to represent your brand.
Yeah. I think it's weird. Like a lot of times I don't wear company shirts, even if like my roofing manufacturer sends me one. But now I have customers asking like, hey, like, can I buy a shirt off of you? And I just think it's great because, these people are probably wearing them to their kids' little league game or they're just wearing them grocery shopping. So you might not get a direct lead from it, but it's definitely getting your logo out there more and more. So
Yeah, no, I love that. That's awesome. And then how has it played into just in general? So it's a really fun logo and a concept that you have, and you said it's relatable to your local industry. How has it affected has it affected your website or your marketing in any sort of way? Do you remember how your marketing and website was prior to
yeah,
it having this mascot?
I think it's definitely easier to market just because the logo stands out so much and people remember it because beforehand like we just had like a standard E as our logo. It was like an E and a square outline. And it's like, yeah, you see all these companies with these different logos, but then when you come up with a mascot that's like, cute and adorable that the kids love, I feel like people see it and they like instantly know to the point where I've actually had a competitor copy our logo, but their logo isn't as good as ours. And I have realized that, people that mean to call them end up calling us just because they've seen our logo around more.
That's very interesting. Yeah, it's so important. I know this is something you had to go through kind of when you were growing, but just understanding and making sure the trademark part of it and the copyright part of it's in place so that when you're building the brand, especially as you're growing, you don't run into any issues. I know that's a hurdle you had to overcome, right, when building your brand.
Yeah, so it's definitely important that if you do get a logo that you get a trademark or even just your name because my issue was that our old name was Everlast and we ended up getting a cease and desist from a metal roofing manufacturer. So we jumped over that hurdle and that was kind of part of our rebranding too. But definitely if you guys get a logo, make sure that you guys trademark it as quick as you can just to make sure you guys are doing things right and no one piggybacks off your idea.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks for sharing that too. I know not everyone, talks about those things that happen behind the scenes, but it's all about, building a brand and making sure you have something that's like yours, right? And
Yeah.
yours to own. You're building this company, you want to make sure you have the correct assets in place. So yeah, it's just really cool to see what's next for you guys. What's on the agenda? Anything you want to share upcoming?
Well, we're just trying to grow. I think, for the last couple 4 or 5 years, I've really just taken things slow because we're new to this industry and I wanted to make sure that all our T's were crossed and our I's were dotted. But I think we got our process down so much, with whether it be automation or marketing. I think we're at a point where we're ready to scale a little bit. So definitely in the next year or two, I want to at least double what we're doing now.
I love it. I definitely think you're going to do it. We're going to have to do another interview in like a year from now to see how far you've come and keep tracking the success.
Yeah. I need to get really aggressive with my marketing. I know definitely it's a lot easier too because of the logo. So we'll see where it takes us.
Look forward to it. Yeah, I got some fire marketing advice for you. We'll catch up on. But hey, thanks for taking the time, and I appreciate you hopping on here and just sharing your experience and how the branding has helped you grow your company from 1 million to 3 million, helped your website, your truck wraps, and just really establishing a great brand that I think you and the team are really proud of.
No, yeah, definitely. We couldn't have done it without you guys. I would like to say, every time we've hired you guys, we've never had an issue. And if there was a hiccup, it always got resolved right away. And Like you guys have always been like family to us. So I'm very grateful for the relationship we've been able to build. And whoever's watching this, you guys definitely need to hire them and get a mascot done or some marketing at least, because it's the best investment I've made so far.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Giovanni. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.